So let me get this straight. According to white supremacy, in order to be socially accepted by the mainstream, you have to be as light as possible, as thin as possible, as rich as possible, as pretty as possible, and extra points if you're also very famous. So according to all those metrics, if that's true, why do white folks have such a strong, visceral hatred for Meghan Markle? Because objectively speaking, forget how you feel about her as a person. Objectively speaking, Meghan Markle hits every single metric on that list of white supremacist perfectionism. And yet they could not hate her more if they tried. They couldn't hate her more if she was Miss Sealy. Why is that? And please do not send me any long think pieces on her personality. White supremacy doesn't give a fuck about your personality. That's not what this is. There are people who act like absolute mad cows who are more beloved by the white community than Meghan Markle. I think what she actually underscores is that proximity to whiteness has limits. They want you to be as close as white as possible as long as you are playing a side character, as long as you are a sidekick or a trophy. So if you want to be an actress, yes, proximity to whiteness, wonderful. Pretty privilege, love it here, right? If you want to be a rich man's wife, sure, go for it, sis. We love to see a black woman who is racially ambiguous making her coins with her white king. We don't mind that shit, neither do the white folks. They've actually bought into it. Here's where Meghan went wrong, though. White folks want you to be as close to them as possible without doing better than them. Because white supremacy and misogyny love to tongue kiss each other all the time, the patriarchy says that the pearl of the white supremacist kingdom, right, the apple of his eye, is white women. Royalty is considered the top of the food chain for what white womanhood can aspire to someday be. Disney's entire empire is based on telling little girls who are either white or wish they were white that the best thing that could ever happen is to one day wake up from your meager circumstances and become a princess or a queen. How do you think subconsciously all those white women feel watching a black woman take a spot that belongs to them? And again, I don't care about how racially ambiguous Meghan might look or act based on your personal opinion. Subconsciously speaking, the system of white supremacy doesn't really care about the presence of a little bit of whiteness. They actually only clap for the absence of blackness. So it doesn't matter how lovely she is. It doesn't matter that she's doing the world's most wholesome fucking TV show on Netflix where she's making cupcakes with Mindy Kaling and blowing up balloons for her daughter's birthday party. It doesn't matter how kind, how decent, how wholesome. She literally is acting like a Stepford wife. And I'm not saying this disparagingly. Meghan is literally acting like the white stereotype of the perfect woman. And they still hate her because how dare you out-white woman an actual white woman? How dare you, you little mixed girl, be better at white womanhood than women who are actually white? And this ugly truth that no matter how much you assimilate, no matter how much proximity you have to whiteness, you will never be fully accepted by white supremacy if you ever have the audacity to do better than them, is universal. It applies to all marginalized people. No matter who you think you are, no matter how cool you think you are, no matter how comfortable you've become being the token in a group of people who subscribe to white supremacist ideals, proudly so, I need you to understand the second you are perceived to be an equal or even worse, superior to them by any of their metrics, you will become public enemy number one. People of color, people in the margins, are meant to be sidekicks and props and trophies. We are not meant to stand beside or take the place of. And that's why so many people hate Meghan Markle in a way that even they themselves don't fully understand. Because the subconscious is 95% of your brain's functionality. A lot of you don't even realize that the reason that she irks your nerves so bad, even though she's not a horrible person, she's just a regular flawed human, is because she's a symbol. Meghan's not a person. White supremacy turns us into symbols. Meghan is a symbol of a nigga who didn't stay in her place.
Why is it if I don't like Blake Lively, it's completely fine, but if I don't like Meghan Markle for the exact same qualities, it's racist.
People don't like Blake Lively because they believe she's lied about sexual harassment, almost ruining a man's life. For the sake of regaining her reputation, which came under fire because of her behavior during a press tour, where people became put off by the way she was awkwardly avoiding discussing domestic violence whilst promoting a film about domestic violence. People don't like Blake Lively because she started a lifestyle blog dedicated to her love of the antebellum South, the pre-Civil War South. People don't like her because she got married on a slave plantation and because she admitted to doing blackface in high school to chase a boy. People don't like her because of her blatant disrespect to the crew and production, or really anyone who has the misfortune of working on a film with her. Because she credited the work of a female screenwriter to her husband and then cited how hard it is to be a woman in Hollywood as her excuse. People don't like Blake Lively because she made a joke about Leighton Meester being born in a cage. Can you provide a list that long and that specific for Meghan? I don't think so.
Why do you hate Meghan Markle? Why does she bother you so much? And when I am finding her insufferable, what I like to sort of challenge myself with is being like, why? Why do you think she's annoying? And then I'm like, because she sounds kind of fake. Well, why do you think she sounds fake? Well, because she's had to like fit into this box, and she was kind of doomed from the start because she didn't fit into this royal mold. Okay, so why is that annoying? Because and it literally, if you ask yourself why about Meghan Markle, I challenge you to do it about 3 to 4 times, see what you end up with, and it's kind of just sexism.
What was the reason? What was the reason?
I don't like Meghan Markle because she's unrelatable. Something about Meghan Markle gives me the ick. She reminds me of Blake Lively. Her personality's off. She's trying too hard to be relatable. Meghan Markle. At the end of the day, you don't like Meghan Markle because you're racist. The same caliber of white woman that is going online spewing all this vitriol and hate about this woman who's just showing her life on her show are the same white women who hate Beyonce because they can never reach the level of status, success, wealth, or beauty that these regular women who happen to be non-white have achieved.
I'm so confused why we were mad at Meghan Markle. Was she not just like young and hot and had a job that she wanted? And then met a man who was also hot and British and then happened to be rich and royal? Is that not the American dream? Were y'all really just mad at her because she's better than you and also black? If it's because of racism, grow up. She's just living out all of our dreams. I mean, I don't dream of marriage per se, but like a hot rich husband who loves me doesn't sound awful. I'm confused.
I only have one thing to say after watching Meghan Markle's documentary, and it's salutes. She is everything I aspire to be and will be. Give me 3 years.